Good afternoon mga ka-Stoplight! Welcome to another 30 minutes of non-stop motoring and motorsports action. On today's program, we're surely on a full, systematic supersonic speed as we go into 6th gear and showcase the highlights of rounds 7 and 8 of the Castrol Philippine Asian Formula 3 Grand Prix recently held at the Batangas Racing Circuit. At syempre, hindi papatalo ang mga kapatid nating Underbone riders as the first leg of the 2008 SK Invitational Underbone Championship Series went underway sa Boomland Racetrack in Pasay City. All that and more dito lang sa pinaka-astig at paborito niyang internationally recognized and award-winning motoring and motorsports program. Mga dude pare tol, buckle up, fasten your helmets, start your engines. Eto na ang Stoplight TV!
And here's the latest motoring news. A karting race called Hari ng Kalsada Kampeon sa Karera was recently held at Citykart Racing in Bicutan to promote and instill discipline and safety in their local GP drivers. The drivers were granted a one-day practice session at Citykart Racing so they can prepare for the upcoming championship race.
Kasamang driver, ito na po pagkakataon natin para makapagmaneho naman tayo. Makapag-relax ng konti, mapagmaneho ng Citykart. Kami po, ngayon pong araw na po ito, nasubukan po namin. Kaya subukan nyo rin po, maganda po. Aprobado kayo, safety kayo. Kompleto po lahat dito, malinis, safety lahat. Wala kayo ibang gagawin. Sa February 19, pumunta na lang kayo rito, magparehistro at sumali tayo lahat. Lahat ng driver. Jeepney driver po, pagkakataon po natin. Tayo po ang hari ng kalsada, ipakita po natin.
No the latest in the local motoring industry, only here on Stoplight TV.
Get lucky with Honda's 4T promo. Just purchase any Honda motorcycle oil at your favorite Honda dealer and get a chance to win instant prizes. A trip to Boracay or a trip to Hong Kong in the grand draw. Hurry! Deadline of entries is on March 31, 2008. For more details, visit your favorite Honda dealer today. A solid competition was underway when the first leg of the 2008 SK Invitational Underbone Championship Series recently kicked off at the Boomland Racetrack near Ross Boulevard in Pasay City. It was a good start for the year as the newly installed SK president made sure that the riders were going to have a safe and enjoyable 2008 race season. All the riders were eager and ready for this race, with their engines roaring, setting fire to the racetrack. Despite the weather, the riders were willing to outmatch and outshine each other to bring home the trophy, while family and friends were also there to show support and give the racers much-needed inspiration.
Ako si Mark Tinjongko ng Motorstar 4 Brothers. Nagpapasalamat ako kay Sir Bob na Motorstar at sa 4 Brothers at saka kay Sir Ruel sa team manager namin. Yung karera kanina, nag-ingat lang ako. Ang dulas na racetrack, sobra. Kaya consistent na lang ako kanina sa ikot ko. God bless lahat, pwedeng manalo rito sa karera ito. Maraming salamat po sa suporta nyo sa Stoplight TV at sa Inside Racing po.
Ako nga po pala si Dianis Kera, kasama ko na po ang bagong magpapamahala ng ating karera na si SK Puchi Bermilio ng bayan ng Taytay. At inaasahan po namin na mas marami pa pong sasali sa aming palaro sapagkat dito po namin napapakita ang talagang tunay na lakas at talino ng mga kabataan.
Ako po si Puchi Bermilio, ang SK Chairwoman po ng aming bayan ng Taytay. At syempre po, tulad po ng sinabi ng dating SK President ng bayan ng Taytay, kung ano po yung sinimulan niya, yun din po ay itutuloy ko at sa pagsuporta po sa katulad ng ganitong sports.
Sa ika-4 na taon ng paligang ito ay inaasahan po namin na lahat po ng mga magagaling pa dyan na hindi pa po nakakasali sa larong ito, inyo pong suportahan at takhilikin at pakita ang inyong tunay na galing. Marami pong salamat.
Walang humpay sa pagpapakita ng galing ng mga Filipino riders natin. Kaya siguraduhin lagi kang protected by always wearing your helmet and other protective riding gear. Isang paalala mula sa amin dito sa Stoplight TV. Stoplight TV is powered by the new Honda Bravo, the people's bike, a product of Filipino ingenuity. Mag-Bravo ka na!
You are watching the Global Motoring News Network, exclusively shown here in the Philippines on Stoplight TV.
Hello and welcome to MCN Daily. It's your quick video guide for the latest news, sport and tests in the biking world. Starting off today is MCN senior road tester Michael Nees, who's just had the first ride on Ducati's flagship new bike, the 1098R. The new bike is being made to allow the firm to compete in World Superbikes this year, and so it comes with a bigger capacity 1200cc engine and traction control. It's the first time we've seen full traction control on a production bike, and Mike says it's pretty impressive. He was able to lap the Haref track 4 seconds faster than he could at the 1098S launch last year. You can read his full impressions and the full test in the January 30 edition of MCN, and watch the video of the test at motorcyclenews.com/1098R. Mixing motorcycles and music, Elton John has recognised the good work that Rise for Health do in Africa and teamed up with the charity to donate 120 Honda CTX 200s to a project in the tiny country of Lesotho. The bikes will be run by Rise for Health, but will be working with Elton John's AIDS Foundation to provide antiretroviral drugs and health education to the remote communities. Back in the UK, it's emerged that Ken Livingstone and Transport for London have tried to suppress evidence that letting bikes use bus lanes is actually safer than excluding them. The report shows that in the locations where bikes were allowed to use bus lanes on a trial basis, accidents fell by as much as 40%. But the report's authors were forced to go back and play down the benefits for bikes for fear of upsetting cyclists. In sport, the historic Brands Hatch circuit will look quite different this year with big changes made to clearways. Safety has been improved by increasing the runoff for riders using the Indy circuit. The wider and now multicoloured runoff area should cut down on crash bikes bouncing off the barrier, and hopefully this will mean fewer races will need to be red flagged. You'll be able to see the full interview with Crutchlow and Jones online later today, and we'll be back tomorrow with the latest news, sport, and to find out whether he'll survive his expedition underwater.
You are watching the Global Motoring News Network, exclusively shown here in the Philippines on Stoplight TV.
Metro girl has a new lease on life thanks to surgery.
"75% of motorcycle accidents are caused by motorist failure to look and yield the right of way. Looking twice saves lives. Safe drivers look for riders."
Igalang ang kapwa motorista, isang paalala mula sa Stoplight TV.
And here's the latest international motorsports news. Team BMW Sauber recently unveiled its 2008 F1 race car for the team's third Formula One season at the BMW World in Munich, Germany. During the launch, F1 driver Nick Heidfeld took the F1 08 car for its first drive inside the BMW World building for 3 demonstration laps in front of the crowd. The BMW Sauber F1 car was officially rolled out at the Valencia racetrack in Spain, and drivers Nick Heidfeld and Robert Kubica will once again be at the wheel of the BMW Sauber 2008 F1 race car for the 2008 Formula One Grand Prix season.
Well, we had 2 very strong years in 2006 and 7, and obviously we want to continue on this path. There are still 2 teams ahead of us, in front of us. and we want to close the gap, want to turn this fight of two into a fight of three teams, and obviously we want to win our first race this year.
Well, we are coming from 2007 season, which was a very good season for our team. We have gone forward compared to 2006, so let's hope the next step will be enough big to fight with top teams, to close the gap to them, and maybe to win a race. Of course, I will try to do my best and try to help BMW Sauber to achieve this. Honestly, for me, it's the most beautiful F1 car I've seen in my career. I'm already going into my 9th season now, I think, so I've seen a couple of cars, and I've seen it before in the wind tunnel, 60% model. My personal goal never changes, it's always the same. I want to maximize the potential of myself, of the car, do not many mistakes, and as a team we want to win our first Grand Prix this season.
Be informed the latest from the world of Formula One racing, exclusively here on Stoplight TV. And here's the latest local motoring news. The awarding of the 2007 National Slalom Series was recently held at Big Shot Billiards along Quezon Avenue in Quezon City. It was another successful year of grassroots racing for both veteran and aspiring racers alike. Watch out for more of the 2008 National Slalom Race Series, exclusively here on Stoplight TV.
Matt, thank you so much for supporting the Slalom Series all throughout the years. And of course, we'd like to thank everyone and invite you once again to come and join the 2008 Race Motorsports National Slalom Series. And our upcoming events will be on March 2 at Robinson's Nova Market. And of course, we shall be having 12 legs again for the year. And I would like to take this opportunity to thank all my sponsors for the year that was 2007. And I would like to congratulate all the winners, all our champions. We have Yuli, Noel, and Vic, and Nino. And we're inviting all car enthusiasts to join us once again.
Especially yung mga car clubs, no? Yung mga car clubs. So if you have questions or whatever, you can get in touch with Tita Bing Bang. You can also log on to the website www.racemotorsports.com.
Yeah. If you have any comments or suggestions, you can email us at slalom@skyinet.net. Pwedeng sumali anyone. Kung meron kayo potential as a race driver, come and join us. We have free slalom clinics every event. Yes. And we have the pro drivers to teach you the pros and cons, the do's and don'ts of slalom racing.
Alright, so check it out, the 2008 Slalom Grand Prix Series. Dito lang sa Stoplight TV.
Alamin ang pinakalalito sa local motoring industry, dito lang sa Stoplight TV.
I'm Graham Rahal, a race car driver in the Champ Car World Series. Whether I'm reaching speeds of nearly 200 miles per hour on the racetrack or driving at home on the street, I always keep my hands on the wheel. Recent studies show that most crashes and near crashes involve some form of driver distraction. Please don't text while driving. The consequences can be very serious. Keep your hands on the wheel. Join me and my fellow drivers in the Champ Car World Series by taking the pledge at handsonthewheel.org.
Don't use your cell phone while on the road. A safety reminder from Stoplight TV.
You are watching the Global Motoring News Network, exclusively shown in the Philippines, on Stoplight TV.
A new mid-engine German sports car nears production. A robot arm may replace self-serve. BMW could be generating voltage, and there's a killer building on the loose in New York. I'm Carrie Milbank, and this is Fast Lane Daily. So you wanted a lightweight mid-engine coupe with 300 horsepower and a need for velocity. Well, Porsche gave you the Cayman. Well, now you wanted something with lighter weight and just a little more punch. You know, you're a hard little to please, aren't you? Well, for you, there's the Arteaga GT. First shown as a body-only prototype in Geneva last year, the Arteaga GT is nearly production ready. It's powered by a 3.6-liter V6 sourced from Volkswagen, producing about 300 horsepower. It's hooked to VW's DSG 6-speed auto manual transmission, and that means paddle shifters, not a stick. Still, with an aluminum space frame chassis and carbon fiber reinforced body, the Arteaga GT will likely weigh in at under 2,500 pounds, so expect performance figures to stun, if not astonish. That is 0 to 60 in range of under 5 seconds and a top speed in the 170s. Priced at the equivalent of around $100,000, the Arteaga GT will debut in Europe before arriving to the Middle East, Asia, and the US by decade's end. So, a robot that pumps gas. Gee, what could possibly go wrong? Well, Dutch inventors say they've devised just such a gas-attended bot. It works by registering each car as it pulls up to the pumps. And then it matches the car to a database of fuel cap designs and fuel types. A robotic arm fitted with sensors unscrews the cap, picks up the fuel nozzle, and directs it into the tank opening, just like a human arm, only minus the attitude and dirty windshield water. Of course, the accuracy comes down to just how well the system can recognize a particular car. That'll determine whether it gets the gas into the tank or smashes a window and pours it directly onto the driver's lap. Not so good for fuel efficiency. Next up, BMW may be building an electric car, and the Empire State Building is out for automotive blood. That's in the Internet Rumor Mill right after this. I've got a little secret for you. Did you know that Fastlane Daily hits the interwebs first on StreetFire.net? Yeah, that's right. So if you just can't wait for YouTube to load, go check out StreetFire, StreetFire.net. Check it out. Well, all the talk lately has been about electric cars, and now even BMW may be jolted into the action. Word is the Bavarians are working on a small, low-emissions car it may release under a new brand. Insiders say the car in development is smaller than a Mini and will rival the coming Audi A1 sold in Europe. And BMW officials said yesterday the company is planning an electric car as a midway technology before hydrogen fuel cell cars go into effect. That's about 15 to 20 years from now. No word yet from BMW on whether the small model will be electric, but we wouldn't bet against it. Well, if you drive in Manhattan, you may want to stay away from the evil tower of car-killing plasma rays known as the Empire State Building. The New York Daily News has reported a kind of automotive Bermuda Triangle near the former world's tallest building. One towing company reports between 10 and 15 cars break down around the 5-block radius every day. Some experts say phantom radio frequencies from the Empire State's many broadcast antennas are disabling many cars' remote keyless entry systems. Others insist the building just hates cars and is planning to exact its revenge for having to stand still for 78 years. And finally, one of the most photographed 360s in the world is up for sale. It's Team TWC's twin-turbo Ferrari 360. The car is a model year 2000 with a custom-built twin-turbo designed by classic coach Ferrari in New Jersey. No expense was spared in prepping this driving piece of art. Upgrades include a full Imola racing body kit, HRE 841R wheels, red and black carbon fiber interior by P-Factor, custom audio, and a stealth Valentine 1 and Light-Tech laser jammer by Technic 1. Oh, and let's not forget the custom-fitted Garrick GT30R turbos, delivering 5 pounds of boost. They add about 180 horsepower to get this fire-breathing Italian up to 512 horsepower. And that's at the wheels. I've only got one question, though. How come I never got a ride? It's okay, well, I'm over it. Sorry. That's going to wrap up Fastlane Daily for today, but tune in tomorrow when we ask the mighty Empire State Building to please spare Derek's cobalt. We are begging you, oh great concrete glass totem god, not the cobalt. Bye.
You have just seen the latest on Fastlane Daily. Watch again next week for the latest on international motoring on the Global Motoring News Network, exclusively here on Stoplight TV.
And here's this week's Stoplight TV motoring calendar. If you have motor activities like races, car, or bike shows, let us know by sending us a private message through text. On your cell phones, type PM space Stoplight space your name, contact number, and message. Send to 2948 for all networks. The Castrol Philippine Asian Formula 3 Grand Prix is powered by Castrol and also supported by Pagcor Casino Filipino, Lima City Hotel, Hero Eye Asia, and exclusively shown on Stoplight TV. Rounds 7 and 8 of the recently concluded Castrol Philippine Asian Formula 3 Grand Prix at the Batangas Racing Circuit was once again an inspiring experience for all the drivers, as the weather on race day was just ripe and right for racing. The grid was full with 8 cars and 8 drivers from around the world, namely Hamad Alfardan of Bahrain, Matt Hassan and Don Tacos of the United Kingdom, Frederick Verbic of Belgium, Rafael Suzuki of Brazil, Nayal Kin and John O'Hara of Ireland, and our very own Roland Hermoso from the Philippines. But just like rounds 5 and 6, both races were dominated by 3 drivers: Frederick Verbic of Team Goddard, Hamad Alfardan of Team GFH Bahrain, and Matt Hassan of PDRS Racing. Round 7, the Philippine Asian Formula 3 Grand Prix, was very eventful, with Frederick Verbic winning on the road from Hamad Alfardan and Nayal Kin, but was disqualified for reversing on the grid. Matt Hassan was promoted to 3rd place, although the results went under appeal. Hamad Alfardan led the first race of the weekend after the first lap from Frederick Verbic, Matt Hassan, Rafael Suzuki, and Nayal Kin. The next lap saw Verbic dive past Hamad at turn 1 to take the lead, which extended over the remainder of the race. Turn 1 was the site of all the action, as Nayal Kin had a quick spin under braking, barely avoiding Matt Hassan. This left Hassan and Suzuki in a close race, which came to a head-on lap 5 when Rafael Suzuki outbraked Matt Hassan into turn 1, only for the two to collide, allowing Nayal Kin back into 3rd place. Suzuki was forced to retire with suspension damage, while Hassan finished in 4th place. The attention was now on the impressive Nayal Kin, who was rapidly catching up Hamad Alfardan in 2nd place. Although failing to take the place by a mere 400ths of a second, he did have the consolation of fastest race lap in round 7. After the race, Frederick Verbic was protested for reversing on the grid due to overshooting his grid position and was eventually disqualified. In round 8, Frederick Verbic charged up the field after starting at the back and took an exciting race from Nayal Kin with Matt Hassan in 3rd place, who just beat Rafael Suzuki. Verbic leads the championship and the race for the Force India F1 prize by a mere 3 points from Hamad Alfardan. And still in round 8, Hamad Alfardan jumped into the lead from Nayalkin, with third place position being disputed by Rafael Suzuki, Mac Hazen, and Frederick Vervich, but the latter outshined the others at turn 1 and put himself into third place. It took 4 laps to catch and pass Nayalkin, and he was then able to home in on the race leader, Hamad Alfardan. Frederick Vervich was right on his tail with 2 laps to go when Hamad Alfardan's engine started to misfire and he rapidly fell backwards, ending in a disappointing 5th place. This led Vervich to take an easy win from Nayalkin, while Matt Hassan was able to hold off Rafael Suzuki on the line.
For me now, it's obvious the disqualification I had from the race before made me so mad. I just had to win. I was so angry because it was for a ridiculous reason that we are appealing now, that I'm disqualified. So that drives me not crazy but really mad, and that's why I won. So I proved again I'm the fastest driver of the series and I will win this championship.
Same thing really, we just push hard because we want to win, it's the only reason. Politics aside, it's there's not many drivers, but it's all very, very close. So far, mainly 2 drivers are going for wins, Frederick and Hamad. I don't think anybody else has won a race yet, so what drives me is to make sure that I make it as difficult for Frederick and Hamad as possible to win every race, because even if I don't win the championship, I've got to keep them on their toes and show that I can compete with the quickest guys.
For me it's the same. I think for every driver the thing that pushes you and drives you is to win a race, and this weekend is the one thing I've been pushing so hard, is to win a race, and unfortunately it didn't come, but I think as a newcomer to the series I think I've done okay, and hopefully next time I can come through and take a win.
The Castrol Philippine Asian Formula 3 Grand Prix is powered by Castrol Magnatech and also supported by Pagcor Casino Filipino, Lima City Hotel, and Aero Eye Asia. The race doesn't stop there. Catch rounds 9 to 12 of the exciting Castrol Philippine Asian Formula 3 Grand Prix, exclusively here on the #1 world-class motoring and motorsports program in the Philippines. You're watching the award-winning Stoplight TV.
These are intelligent molecules. They know where to go. When they're needed, they instantly respond, going to the parts of the engine that need protection most, shielding it with an extra layer of active protection. Castrol Magnatech. It's more than just oil. It's liquid engineering.
The Castrol Philippine Asian Formula 3 Grand Prix is powered by Castrol and also supported by Pagcor Casino Filipino, Lima City Hotel, Aero Eye Asia, and exclusively shown on Stoplight TV. Hope you enjoyed today's episode, and in case na hindi nyo napanood ang buong programa, you can check it out sa aming 24/7 online replays at www.stoplight.tv. That's www.stoplight.tv. And kung may Friendster account kayo, makigulo sa aming mahigit na 4,500 Friendster friends by joining our ever-growing Friendster account, so you can be up to date the latest info in the Philippines' most viewed motoring and motorsports show. Just add us up at stoplight_TV3 at yahoo.com. That's stoplight_TV3 at yahoo.com. For comments, suggestions, features, and other related information, you can text us through typing on your cell phones on space stoplight and send to 2948 for all networks. Pwede nyo rin kaming i-email at info@stoplight.tv. That's info@stoplight.tv. So magkita-kita tayo ulit next week for more heart-pounding motoring and motorsports action. Dito lang sa paboritong motoring and motorsports show sa buong Pilipinas. Until next week, always remember, it's better to arrive late than never. Drive carefully so we can see you at the next stoplight. Bye-bye.
Hayop sa estilo Galing mo talagang sumaya.